Om Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Please sit erect, close your eyes and try to concentrate on the luminous space in your heart. I will chant Om. After 5 minutes, I will again chant Om, when you can slowly open your eyes. Om. Om. Katha Upanishad, we were discussing death with a difference, because there is no death in reality for the Atman. I will come to that. No. So, we'll chant the Shanti mantra. Please follow. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Second chapter, second canto, we were seeing the 7th mantra. Yonim anye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehinah sthanum anye anusanyanti yatha karma yatha shrutam. People, we in this world, we do different kinds of activities, different kinds of actions. Depending upon our actions, we get good fruits for good actions, bad results for bad actions, and these results are as though stored. They are called sanchita karma. Sanchita means stored, karma means fruits of actions in this context. So, they are stored, and then these karmas or fruits of actions bear fruit, they come to fruition, and the karmas which are going to be going to bear fruits in the near future, they are called agami karma. The karmas which have already started bearing fruit are called prarabdha karma. The example given usually, as we see in Tattva Bodha of Shankaracharya, is the example of a quiver of arrows. A person who is having a quiver full of arrows has shot an arrow. That arrow which has been shot is prarabdha karma. Arrow which is kept ready in the bow, ready to be shot, is the agami karma, and the arrows which are there in the quiver, they are called sanchita karma. Now, depending upon what we think, yatha shrutam, what we think, what we contemplate, yatha karma, and also what we do, we attain to different births after the death. So, Yama in the beginning of this chapter had told that I will tell you the nature of Brahman. He also promised Nachiketa that I will tell you what happens after death. The question was that many people say that the soul or the individual person survives after death. Asti iti cha aike, nayam asti, na ayam asti iti cha aike. Some other people say that I am this, soul does not remain after death. So now Yama is giving the explanation of what happens after death to the soul. So, yonim anye prapadyante, after giving up this body, sharirattvaya dehinah, after giving up this body, yonim anye prapadyante, sharirattvaya, these persons, they get into different wombs, yonim, different wombs for sharirattvaya, to attain different kinds of bodies. So, if you have done proper work in this, you may get a human life which is considered to be the best life. As we see in Viveka Chudamani, Shankaracharya says that there are three things which are rare. What are they? Human birth and the company of great people, Mahapurusha Samsraya, and Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam is the desire, the yearning for liberation. Moktum ichcha, moksher ichcha, mumuksha. So, the desire to get liberated, to get free. Free from what? Free from this coming again and again into this birth, getting birth again and again. That desire is called mumuksha. So, because human birth is considered great, and even in Puranas like Bhagavata, we see that human birth has been extolled, and it has been told that a person gets to human birth only after lakhs and lakhs of births in other species. So, say from amoeba to human birth, even scientifically human birth is supposed to be the highly evolved species. We don't know, maybe somebody is sitting there in Mars, we don't know. But if somebody is not coming from ET, is not going to come, then if ET is not there, then maybe Facebook, they may have an account, you have to check. But if ET is not going to come, till now we can safely presume that human beings, Homo sapiens sapiens, are the evolved, most evolved species in this earth, on this earth. So that is why it is told that if you have done good karmas, then what will happen? You will get a good birth. What will happen? You will not have to think of any food or anything, everything will be given to you even before you ask. Like we say in English, born with a silver spoon. I don't know why it is only silver spoon, actually golden would have been better, or in modern times platinum would have been still better. But anyway, the adage is born with a silver spoon. So you will be born with a silver spoon and then you will have no problem. So this last time also we saw, Arjuna is asking, Ubhaya Vibhrashtam, what will happen to a person who has tried to, Yoga Bhrashta, who has tried to attain the highest spiritual goal, God realization, Nirvana, Brahma Jnana, whatever, has tried that but has failed. In this life has not been able to attain. What will happen to that person? So the answer is that the question is, will that person become Ubhaya Vibhrashta, na ghar ke na ghat ke, neither this side nor that side. Usually the adage is don't try to keep your feet in two boats. So some people think okay कुछ दिन साधु हो जाएंगे बाद में जब नहीं चलेगा तो वापस आ जाएंगे. So this is the general idea. So I said no. So what will happen if a person is not able to attain the ultimate goal in spiritual life? What will happen? That person could not also enjoy bodily pleasures and also will not attain the highest truth. So what will happen? Will that person be doomed? Then Sri Krishna comes with this money back policy, money back guarantee. Says, Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. Don't worry. Whatever little you do also, anybody who has done something good will not go waste. Durgatim tata na gacchati. You will not attain to or reach a bad plight of state of affairs, bad state of affairs. So what will happen? Suchinam, Srimatam, Gehe, etc. So he will go and take birth in a very good place. And then last time I gave some examples also, real life examples, some people sitting here itself. So like you will get birth here, and then these people, both of them will be devotees, they will go to Ramakrishna Mutt, you will eat payas there, and after eating the payas you will become pious. So pious to pious. So there was this Swami Premananda Ji Maharaj, who was who was Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, sannyasi disciple. So one boy used to come to the mud, and every time used to take prasad, and Premananda Ji Maharaj used to feed him with lot of love, and he was known for that. People will come at odd hours and he will ask the cooks to get up and no afternoon sleep. People were afraid of Premananda Ji because they used to make them work. So he used to feed these people. So this boy also he was feeding. After feeding like this for some months, then he said, he used to give him payas. Payas, Ramakrishna Mutt payas is internationally famous. Why? Because 1 kilo of milk is boiled and it is made to 200 milliliter of milk, and then you make payas, you make anything, it will be tasty only. So this payas is made and then he is given. Then finally one day he asks, Koto dinar payas khabi? Means how many days will you go on eating payas? When will you come and join? So see, these people have all the kind of temptations. So payas, I also took lot of payas before joining. So from payas to payas. So you take lot of kheer, payas and all that, and then you come and then you join, and then your mother, however great devotees they may be of Ramakrishna mission, they will start crying, oh my only son went away, etc. That will be there. And so wherever you left, from there you can again start your account. So all the credit balance, MasterCard, Visa card, everything will be same. There will be no, the account will not be, because of non-usage of account, they suddenly see you have not used your account for some years, suddenly you see your balance has become 0. What happened? No, if you don't use this, so many charges, non-operating charges like that. So here nothing will happen, all whatever credit you have got will remain, and you can start from where you left. So again the example that a person was sitting on top of a tree, and the person saw that a person has come and was sitting and doing tapasya, shava sadhana in tantra it is called, on a corpse. And that person was sitting on the top of the tree and imagining what a foolish fellow is doing such things. And after some time, you see, unexpected guest, not guest, actually host supposed to be. So, so he said he will not come, but he has come. Good. So what happened to the sound? We are without sound.
Is it?
No, 3 weeks is too much actually. That means that means I took lot of pious. Now we were telling something about how pious, from pious to pious, like that. So then this person will saw that what is this person doing, and after lot of tapasya, the person suddenly came, and one fellow, our tiger, was coming there and had it for some snacks. Instead of French fries, this tiger had this person for snacks, like mudi and cha. Like that, some snacks it had and went away. So now this person was doing shava sadhana and he himself became shava. Now afterwards, the person who was sitting on the top of the tree jumped, and everything is arranged, all puja material. So sat on the corpse, and within 5 minutes Divine Mother Kali comes. So he said, it is very unfair. The other person was doing tapasya for so many hours and you did not come. So, no, you have done it in the previous births. So, nothing will go waste, nothing will go waste. So, that is the idea. Now, that is one explanation. There is another explanation also. There are different kinds of explanation. So, Gita itself, it gives us, so what then also we saw that what now here yatha shrutam, yatha karma, yatha shrutam. Not only karma, not only your actions, but also what you do, what you think, what you think. A person is constantly thinking of what? Bad things, constantly thinking of, so what you will do? Now people are very, very fond of telling SHI is the common letters for Shiva, and other one letter if you add, so that is what people constantly say. Anything happens they will say. In the olden days people used to say Narayana, Shiva, Hari Hari, Durga. Now they do not say that. Now SH I up to that is common, then they will add another letter. Then they will say that, pronounce that. Why? Because we are all becoming very American, no? So one person told like that to the devotee, and the devotee immediately replied, no, that I have finished in the morning itself. So please do not use that word now. So this is what? You tell Shiva, you say Hari, you say Narayana. That is why people used to keep the name of the children also like that. You see in Bhagavata you see Narayana, this person said, though that person did all kinds of bad activities, but because he said Narayana at the end of his life, immediately Vishnu Dutas came with chariot and all, and they came and they received him. So the now what we keep name like Rinku, Pintu, Tinku. So if you say Tinku, what will happen? You will also become like that, Tinku. You go, and how many of you have actually seen what happens to a dead body in an electrical crematorium? It is very bad to see actually. So the whole body becomes convoluted and all. You can see there is one aperture from which you can see. So it becomes like this and like this. Why do you, just because it can be done in fast, no? So people, and the way if you stand in this Kashipur crematorium and all that, the way people will bring. Once I went to see because Kashipur is the place where Sri Ramakrishna was cremated. So some people had come, I just went to, I do not go often, but I went along with them and showed them, and then I saw one dead body coming, that person's head was simply hanging. They had not even given support, and some, maybe not many people were there. So the way they will cremate you directly depends on how much bank balance you have left behind. So they will not cremate properly. So the head was dangling like that, and they went and simply dumped it there. And so you see, and you see these vehicles which go, they take the corpse and go. Nobody will be there, only the driver. All the relatives will forget about you. After you die, nobody is bothered about, everybody is bothered only about the will, how much you have left for the other people. So what you think during your lifetime, that is very important. If you have thought about the Upanishads, if you have thought about this, but if you have only thought about such wonderful things, you have seen only more Hollywood movies, you will think all bad words and everything, and what will happen? You will, why does it happen? Because you see, towards the end of our life, our body loses strength, we lose strength, our mind loses strength, everything loses strength. So we will think only what we have been thinking. That time you will not be able to force your mind to think on God and all, it will not be. Then you will be just thinking what will happen to the money which I have kept. So there was this one gentleman, he was a very good drinker. He used to nicely drink. So the persons were going from one place to another place, lot of material or lot of house was being transferred, shifting. So there it was going in one. So in that, some one crate of this liquor also was kept. So the person had come to assist this shifting of house. All the while the person was telling, please be careful about that crate, because he is interested only in that crate, Somarasa, modern version. So that person is interested only. So your whole idea will be there only. You will be, oh, have you seen about that money? I have kept that key there. I have kept this key there. So like that, all these ideas will, like Sri Ramakrishna says, you say fodan, that what you use, which is a seasoning given for curries and all. After you prepare everything, you give fodan, panch fodan. So that the person at the end of the life, she is crying this. Why? Because whole life she has thought about only turmeric and this. So she can think only of that. So that should not be. You should think of something evolved. That is why it says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam manusmara. You always think about me. So you don't know when you will die. This is one thing. Second thing is, there are two kinds of people. Always there are two kinds of people. In a famous movie, Amitabh Bachchan said that there are two kinds of cockroach. So, you know this movie, right? How many of you know about this movie? Nobody. Movie, I am more conversant than you. So, this is that Hum movie. There this Amitabh Bachchan says, there are two kinds of cockroach. One is gutter cockroach, another is society cockroach. Gutter cockroach, you put flit, they will die, but society cockroach you cannot kill, etc. So, this like that. There are two kinds of people, one are good people and another wicked people. Very black and white classification. In real life it is not so pronounced, but still okay. At times we are good and at times we ourselves are bad. Same person can become good and bad. So what happens? If you have done good things, what will happen? Agnir Jyoti Raha Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Brahma Vido Janaha. In the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 24th shloka, it is told that a person who has done good work, what Brahma Vido Janaha, a person who has understood Brahman or who has realized, what will happen? Agni Jyoti Raha Shukla. That person will, after death, when it is cremated, so the person will take a path. What is the path? Of Agni, of fire. So see in India, in Indian tradition, everything whatever had to be offered was through fire. We did not have this super information highway or internet. So our module was, no gateway was there, only this fire was the gateway. So you have to do some yajna, have a fire, and you do the ahuti, it will reach Indra or whatever. So this is our gateway, payment gateway. So like that, here another gateway is fire. So you cremate the body and the body will go through fire, Agni, Jyoti, it will reach to the realm of light, world of light, aha, and also day. So what does it mean? Every aspect of the nature has got a presiding deity. So Varuna Bhagavan looks after rain, flood, river, etc. So like that everyone has got his own portfolio. So Agni, you first go to Agni Bhagavan, then the person will go to Jyoti, maybe Surya Bhagavan or somebody. Then the person will go to Aha, means day, so the presiding deity of day time. Then the person will go to Shukla, Shukla means Shukla Paksha. So we have Shukla Paksha. What is Shukla Paksha? What is Shukla Paksha? Huh? So what is that? What is waxing? What is it called in English? Waxing face or waxing. Then another is waning. So that is called Krishna Paksha. Black to white is Shukla Paksha and white to black is Krishna Paksha. So now Shukla Paksha, this person will stay there, he will go in the Shukla Paksha or the waxing stage, moon stage, that is 15 days or 14 days. The person will go and then they will stay Uttarayana. What is Uttarayana? And what is Dakshinayana? So what is it? Is it winter solstice? Huh? No, winter solstice and summer solstice. What is? So that is June 22 is the summer solstice, right? No. Yeah. Huh? June. Okay, so March 22 and September 22. So this is when the sun does not go anywhere anyway. So relative to Earth, it goes from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere. That is Uttarayanam. Means Ayana means path and Uttara means to north. So the path towards north, and Dakshinayanam is path towards south when it goes from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere. So this is for 6 months usually. Usually always it is for 6 months. So 6 months, so this person will stay there in the Uttarayana for 6 months, and then tatra prayata gachanti. Tatra prayata gachanti. Prayata means one who leaves the body, gives up the body. A person who is dead goes to that place. Brahma vido janaha. That person is, so the idea is afterwards the person also goes to higher worlds and stays there in different world. It is what is called as krama mukti. Krama mukti. A person stays in Hiranyagarbha loka, Indra loka, depending on whatever the person has done. And Agni, so this is for people who have done good deeds. For people who have not done good deeds, Dhumo Ratri Tatha Krishna. It is right opposite. So the person, when you burn the person, through smoke, not through the fire, through smoke that person will go, the path of smoke that person will take, go to the presiding deity of night, and Tatha Krishna, and also Tatha means and, Krishna, Krishna means Krishna Paksha, that is the waning phase, and Shanmasa Dakshinayanam, and also the Dakshinayana, it will stay, that soul will stay there for 6 months, and then Tatra Chandramasam Jyotihi, and also it will go to the world of Chandrama and it will stay there. Yogi Prapya Nivartate, and afterwards what will happen? That person will again come back. Once the bad deeds are all exhausted, that again come back. In Gita itself it is told, Shine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. After the merits are exhausted, a person comes back to the Martya Loka. Similarly, after the bad deeds are exhausted, a person comes back. So good deeds, bad deeds. What about a person who does not do anything, just like me? What about such person? So in Chandogya Upanishad it is told that that person comes, takes birth and dies, takes birth and dies. Means it is like a loop, it will go on and go on. Go to this, again, again. So you fall into a loop because this condition is never being met. Does he attend Katha Upanishad class? No. Again go, again come, again go. So like that, again and again you will have to go till you attend Katha Upanishad class, and Prarabdha Kshaya will automatically happen because so much of torture. So afterwards you will be, suddenly one day you will see that you have got Brahmagyana. So this is what. So a person who, it's very logical, a person who does good deeds has to attain to good lokas. A person who does not do good deed, bad deeds has to go to bad lokas, and a person who does not do anything will be caught into a loop. Visual Basic, Fortran, any loop, it will be like this, going on and on and on. So why is this told like that? See, unless you, in Brahma Vaivarta Purana it is told, Ma bhuktam kshiyate karma kalpa koti shatairapi. Karma, the actions which we perform, ma bhuktam kshiyate ma bhuktam. Without exhausting them, without ma kshiyate, bhuktam ma kshiyate, means without exhausting, without enjoying, bhuktam, without becoming an without getting the results of that, it does not exhaust itself. It does not exhaust. It is not like you keep a, what you call a container containing petrol and keep it in sunlight. So whether you use it or not, after some time it will slowly get exhausting, evaporating. It is not like that. Your karmas will not evaporate. Good karmas also will not evaporate. You take 10,000 births. So that is what is told. Kalpa koti shatairapi. Koti shatairapi means 100 crore kalpas, not births, kalpas. One kalpa itself is so many years. So 100 crore kalpa also, if it goes without enjoying, without exhausting. So if you get into coma, serious problem, because you are not exhausting any karma. Only the doctor and the hospital is exhausting karma, the hospital management. So that is why you have to avoid coma. If you die, die immediately. This Ramakrishna Nama is there, no? Sankirtan, Ramakrishna Nama Sankirtan. So there one word is there, Anayasa Mrityumeva Yacha Guru Ramakrishna. So please give me Anayasa Mrityu. So I should be just talking to someone a person who was very instrumental in getting the Shyampukur Bati. A person was the great grandson of Master Mahashay. So he died. He took tea in a street shop every day morning used to take, and he was reading the paper and he died. So like that, you should die immediately, not in tea shop, maybe little more glorious death, but you die. Don't go to Apollo hospital or any hospital and so much of coma and all this. So this is very difficult. So why? Because again you will have to come, unless of course you are going to get Brahmagyan, which I am sure most of you will be getting. So if you don't get, then in that case you can again come, like supplementary exam, this is there. So tatra, so you see, ma bhuktam shiyate karma kalpa koti shatairapi. So we have to, and that is why this we have to understand. Now after telling this, now the Upanishad has told that what happens after death, no? After telling this, again the Upanishad will come and tell about the nature of Atman. Now the question will arise, after 2 chapters and 2 cantos, why do you want to again tell the same thing which you have been telling from the beginning itself? This whole Upanishad is talking about Atman only, it is not talking about anything else. Why are you telling it again and again? So the answer is that we are all so great fools that the Upanishad knows, Rishis also know, and Lord Yama of course he knows. So we have got a very dull intellect, Manda Buddhi. Manda Buddhi what? How can you say I have done PhD, I have so many papers? You have this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, you have this Buddhi for the empirical world, but not the Buddhi to understand the real from the unreal. So that is why, like in Ishavasya Upanishad, Shankaracharya, when he comments on Ishavasya Upanishad, he says, Na mantranam jamita asti. Jamita means repetition. Repetition. So na mantranam jamita asti. For mantra there is no repetition. If that were the case, then all the people who have got some mantra through some spiritual guru, some in spiritual initiation, daily what do you do? 108 minimum, otherwise 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh. Holy Mother used to say, I used to do 1 lakh japa. So if you are doing so, same mantra you are doing again and again and again, so mantra nam jamita na asti. There can be no repetition for mantra, because mantra is supposed to be repeated. So similarly Mahavakya, all the Upanishads are filled with Mahavakya. What is the Mahavakya? What is Mahavakya? Huh? No, that they are 4 representative Vakyas. Actually they are not only Mahavakyas. From each Upanishad 4 Vakyas, 4 sentences have been given. They are just representative sentences. Vedic and Maha means great, Vakya means sentence, Maha Vakya means great sentences. From each Upanishad, each Veda it has been given. Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Atma Brahma. These 4 have been given from each Veda. But Vedas, full of Vedas are full of Mahavakyas. What are Mahavakyas? Unless you know what are Mahavakyas, how can you say that the entire Vedas are full of Mahavakyas? Jiva Brahma Aikyam Pratipadaka Vakya Mahavakya. Jiva Brahma Aikyam Pratipadaka Vakya Mahavakya. What is Mahavakyam? Jiva Brahma Aikyam. The Aikyam or the oneness or unity of Jiva and Brahma Pratipadaka. That Vakya which tells us or signifies or brings to home the unity of Jiva and Brahma is called a Mahavakya. Jiva Brahma Aikyam Pratipadaka Vakya Mahavakyam. So all the Upanishads, all the Vedas do that only. They constantly tell, Esha, no, what they say, Esha Sarveshu Bhuteshu Gudo Atma Na Prakashate, etc. What is this? This is the same thing. It is showing that the individual soul and Brahman is one. So that is why everything is Mahavakya. Now here we see this mantra. I will chant it. You can chant after me. Ya Esha Supteshu Jagarti Kamam Kamam Purusho Nirmimanaha. Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma Tadeva Amritam Uchyate Tasmin Lokaha Shritaha Sarvam Tadu Na Atyeti Kaschana Etad Vaitat. So, ya esha supteshu jagrati. Have you ever come across this line earlier, apart from Katha Upanishad? Anyone? No one. It is the motto of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Ya esha supteshu jagrati. What does it mean? One, this very segment means ya esha supteshu jagrati means supteshu, among the sleeping, ya jagrati, one who wakes among the. So, the chartered accountant or the auditor, earlier on chartered accountant had a very narrow role, now it is a very broad role. So, auditor is supposed to be waking up when everybody is sleeping. That means what? Always alert, always alert. Most of the institutions, in fact almost all the government institutions in India have been given mottos from our Upanishad. So, in the motto of Indian Air Force is Nabasprisham something, I forgot. Nabasprisham means one that touches the sky, that is actually about the Atman. So, every institution, like here what is the motto? Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. So, this 30th of August, I spoke in Globes on spirituality and productivity. So, generally the idea is if you become spiritual, koi kaam kaaj ka nahi hai, useless. So, how you can be spiritual and how you can be also productive, profitable. So, this is a very important, this is a different study. So, like that, ya esha supteshu jagrati. What does it mean? Ya esha supteshu jagrati. Supteshu ya esha purusha hai. Here purusha hai. Kamam kamam nirmimana hai jagarti. When all of us are, actually the meaning is quite different than what the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India have taken it to be. Here meaning is totally different, totally lot of differences there. What does it mean? When all beings are asleep, supteshu, ya esha purusha hai. This purusha means Atman, your soul. Pratyagatman. Kamam kamam nirmimana hai. What does it do? It goes on producing desires. How does Atman produce desire? Because only Atman, no problem. But with ignorance, lot of problem. So, with ignorance, if there were no Atman, only ignorance was there, nothing would happen. But because if there was only rope and no darkness, no problem would have happened. But because rope is there and darkness is there, suddenly snake comes. It does not come out of nowhere, it comes because there is rope. Similarly, because Brahman is there, because Atman is there, because this Purusha is there, along with that ignorance is there, then what happens? When everybody is asleep, Kamam comes, Nirmimana. It creates a series of desires. What does that mean? When you sleep, you understand the meaning. What happens? When you sleep, what happens when you sleep? You go to dreamland, dream world. You start dreaming things. Now Neeraj, when he sleeps, he might be dreaming of Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck or whatever. Many people dream of cartoons, or he may dream some new other cartoon something, or he may dream that he has gone to Mars, etc. Or some research he is not able to do, he will be dreaming that I have done the research and he is getting Nobel Prize, etc. So, this kind of dreams will be there. So, some other people will have some other dreams. So, all dreams, okay, you are sleeping, your eyes are closed, everything is closed, and in deep sleep of course you have no dream, but otherwise you are not seeing anything, nobody is touching you, and somebody is sleeping by your side, but that person is not able to see, you are only seeing Domino's pizza and also eating it, the person is hungry and not able to see anything. How is it? Wonderful phenomenon. Sleep is such a wonderful phenomenon, and there is no time, there is no distance, nothing. You want to go to San Francisco, you go to San Francisco. Within a microsecond you are there already. And some events of so many days happen within few seconds. It happens so fast. And then you see the so many days pass, your examination, you wrote examination, some recurring sleeps are there, you are writing examination. This is a very common sleep, dream, very common dream, you write examination. Then you see snakes, you see cat, or somebody is falling from top. There are lot of websites which are devoted to interpretation of sleeps. In fact, Freud did it in the beginning, and then Carl Jung also did it. Interpretation of dreams. So you say, I see lot of cat, then they will say, oh, you have this complex. So whenever you have any dream, you can go. It is quite interesting. Then you see, and there are complex dreams, and it is a part of psychology or psychoanalysis. So you ask the dream of a person, and homeopathy also uses it. So you ask the dream, then you split it into different parts, and then you analyze. And then you know, oh, this is the problem, Then you can actually, it is quite interesting, because you can actually stop dreams by doing some behavioral analysis. So you get some kind of dream, repeated dream. One dream is that suddenly you find there are so many people and you have no clothes. It is a very common dream. People may think, oh, what is this very strange? It is a very common dream. Why? This shows your insecurity, feeling of insecurity. You are going and you are sitting in an examination, and some question has come which you don't know the answer of. And then you will, after getting up, you will realize, I passed school so many years back, I am getting this dream. It is a dream of insecurity. So you analyze this dream. Dreams can be quite complex. You see somebody is going there and all, and you listen it, you write it, you analyze into, once I listened to a dream and analyzed it into 25 aspects, and one by one worked on every personality disorder, and finally the dream stopped. So it is a psychology thing. So dreams are quite interesting. Dreams. In fact, this Carlos Castaneda, he wrote a series of books, and he became a very wonderful person. I got a person who became mad because of reading those books. An Iranian, when I was in Kaladi, he came to me and said, and by looking at him I could understand, mad person. No, I can understand my own brothers. So I immediately could understand that this person is mad. But anyway, then I asked, how did it happen? In my case, I know how it happened, but in his case, how it happened? He said, Carlos Castaneda, I read The Art of Dreaming. So please don't read the book. But anyway, one very famous Hollywood movie, Inception, was inspired by that book. That book, it tells how you can alter your own dreams. So this person read it and started altering his dream. He altered himself, became a total schizophrenic. Schizophrenia is the ultimate in madness. So schizophrenic he became. He went into delusions. He could hallucinate everything. He could see so many things. So what do I know? I said, you go and sit in front of Sri Ramakrishna, because I don't know any psychology. Only logic I know is this. So I just told, and somehow that person he got something. Anyway, that Sri Ramakrishna took care of. So this Inception, what happens is, there is a dream architect. So there is some kind of, this is science fiction kind of movie. Then there is some kind of apparatus. How many of you have seen Inception? So there apparatus is there, this person goes into that, and they have done real 3D graphics, the whole thing coming up and the whole buildings coming like this, etc. So all these things can happen in dream. But the question is, when you are sleeping, somebody who is sleeping by your side does not see that. You don't have any light source, but still you see so many things, wonderful things. And what happens? Some things which are not practical in the daily life, in the waking life you see. But nothing what you see is coming out of nothing. Everything has a source, your experience. Whatever you have seen in the waking state is what is happening in the dream. But what happens is, sometimes these things are permutation combination. Suddenly you will see that you are flying or something. You have seen things flying, only thing, instead of that bird you have become yourself flying. So all these things happen in dream. How does it happen? The question is, who makes it happen? How can you dream when there is no object? Where does this object comes from? So the answer is given. Actually, if you see, the world is also a dream. The world is also a dream. There is only consciousness. Then how did I see that this Professor Somnath is sitting and scratching his face, or Neeraj is sitting with a cap, etc. How do I see this? How do I see this? There is only one consciousness. How do I see so much of difference and also see that the amplifier is not working? How do I see all these things? Because of ignorance, but also because Brahman is there. Without that reality, I would not have seen. So, Esha Supteshu Jagrati. When we sleep, this Purusha is always awake. Purusha does not sleep. Also, seeing from a different perspective, the three states of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti do not belong to the Purusha. The Purusha does not go into Sushupti, the Purusha does not go into Jagrat Avastha, or the Purusha does not go into Swapna state. So, the Purusha is always awake, Jagrati. How? And also whatever you have done, whatever desire you have got because of ignorance, because of Ajnana, because of not knowing that you are Brahman, whatever desire you have got, that desire it keeps on generating. Kama kamam, kamam kamam, purusho nirmimana. This Purusha, this Atman, Purusha here does not mean man or woman, it means soul. So, this Atman is constantly producing desires. From where it produces desires? How can Atman, which is Satchit Ananda Swarupa, produce desires? No, Atman is not producing desires. Because of ignorance, this appearance is there. But if only ignorance were there, Atman was not there, there was no reality, no desire would have come. So, this is what is coming. But that Atman, Tadeva Shukram, Tat Eva Shukram, that Atman is what? What is the nature of that Atman? Shukram, pure. It has got no qualities, it is pure, it does not depend on anybody, it is pure. So, it does not depend on anybody. So, that Atman, Tasmin Loka Shritaha Sarve Tadu Na Atyati Kaschana. Sarve Lokaha Tasmin Shritaha. And this Atman is that which supports all the lokas. What are the lokas? So, we saw there are 7 lokas up, 7 lokas down, etc. Tala, Tala, Patala, Atala, Vitala, etc. So, all these lokas are down, and then we saw that Swarga, etc. so many things are up. So, these lokas which are up, which are down, all kinds of existence, Mars, all different, Mercury, Jupiter, whatever you call it, they are all supported by this Brahman, Tadu na atyati kaschana, kaschana tat u na atyati. And this also is called Tadeva Amritam Uchyate. This is also called Amrita. What is Amrita? Which cannot die. Mrita means mortal, Amrita means which has no death. What has no death? Only the ultimate reality can have no death. So, the soul, Atman, Brahman has no death, and Tat Eva, that also is called, that is pure, it has got no attributes, no qualities, and it is only called as immortal. Sarve Loka Tasmin Shritaha. All the worlds are supported. Why? Because again, going back to the classic example of rope and snake, because rope is there, we find snake. If rope was not there, nothing would have been there. So, similarly, all the worlds which are caused because of ignorance are there because Brahman is there. So, Kaschana Tatu na Atyati. You can avoid everything, you cannot avoid Brahman. In India, you can avoid everything in government offices, not corruption, like that. You can avoid everything, but not Brahman. Tat u na atyati kaschana. Kahchana. Nobody can surpass. Atyeti. Atyeti. Ati plus yeti. Atyeti. Nobody can surpass it. Etat vaitat. This is that. Etat. This indeed is that Atman. This is what. Yes.
The Mahatma, we have already realized Brahman. Even after realization of Brahman, he has to see the world. He has to also, he feels the hunger. He has to take food and everything. So, what is the difference between after realizing Brahman or without realizing Brahman?
We have discussed this many times, but as you said, na mantranam jamita asti. So, there is no problem of repetition. In logic, you see, there are certain problems. You cannot repeat the same thing twice. That is why this was told. So, we should have asked, why is Shankaracharya telling that there is no repetition? Because you cannot repeat the same thing twice, thrice. Even in science, I think that is, you cannot say the same thing, otherwise thesis will be full of the same thing, no, from top to bottom. So, here it is okay, mantrana. So what you are asking is, a person who realizes Brahman, realizes one's true identity, also has to, apparently, also has to take food, wear clothes, take bath, at least for others, sake of others, to take bath. So then what is the difference between this person and the other person? Example is there. So when gopis wanted to cross Yamuna, so Yamuna they wanted to cross, and they saw Vyasa Deva and said, Vyasa Rishi, we want to cross Yamuna and we are not able to do it, please help. So Vyasa Bhagavan was very cunning, you see. He found, oh, gopis want me to help. So he said, no, I am feeling very hungry, give me lot of butter and milk, etc. So fired nicely, Amul butter. And then he nicely fired, and after eating nicely, you see, in that place where I went, Globes in, Atma Priyanji said, people think that spirituality means you should not eat, you should not, that is not, he said, you see, generally you see Ramakrishna Mission sadhus, how nicely well built they are. And I told you about the pious also. So it is not that you should not eat. So Vyasa also same Rishi Parampara, no? So he nicely fired, and then he said, okay, Yamuna, now if I have not taken anything, give way. Yamuna also promptly gave way. So this, then Gopi and Vyasa Bhagavan, everybody crossed the Yamuna, and then gopis asked, how is that? You took so much, we fed you so much, and now Yamuna says that you said to Yamuna that if I have not taken anything, give way, and Yamuna also gave way. How is that? Said, yes, I took, but no, not with the sense of I am doing. Kartritva Bhoktritva. In the commentary on Brahma Sutras, the Adhyasa Bhashya, that is the introduction to his commentary on Brahma Sutra, Shankaracharya towards the end says this. What is the goal of spiritual practice? What do we need to attain by so much Athato Brahma Jignasa? That is the first sutra of Brahma Sutras, God formulas I call it. So what is the first formula? Athato Brahma Jignasa. Now after having so many qualifications, that is Shama, Dhamma, etc., that Sadhan Chatushtaya, now we will go and study, inquire into the nature of Brahman. Why should we study Brahman? Why should we study Katha Upanishad? Why should we listen to all this blah blah blah? Because then we want to give up Bhoktritva, Kartritva, the sense of doership, sense of enjoyership. Bhoktritva, sense of Bhokta, I am the Bhokta, I enjoy, nice mango, nice pizza, nice payas, I am enjoying that, and also nice ilish mach, I am enjoying. So why only vegetarian? Also non-vegetarian. So also you cannot say like that. You should not say that. This idea should go away. Just not saying will not do. This idea should go away. So Sri Ramakrishna did not say, he said this body, this body. What do people do? Some few people are there, very intelligent. They also say this body. By saying that, will it happen? So in the mind you have so much of ego. What ego he has got? You see, like Sri Ramakrishna, I also say this body. That itself becomes a ego. Some people meditate. So there was one brahmachari who used to meditate, and I was so, if somebody can do something which you cannot do, automatically you get lot of respect for these people. No? Like when you are students, when somebody can solve huge mathematical problems, so everybody respects that person. So like that I was full of respect for this brahmachari. He will sit with his back erect 6 o'clock in the evening, Saturday, and morning 6 o'clock on Sunday he will get up. No disturbance, nothing. So I said, wow, great. This is like a model for 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. No deflection, nothing, is sitting like that, and his face was so nice, etc. So one day he said, Maharaj, aap to bahut badhiya meditate karte hain. I was really, usually I don't praise anybody. So if I am praising means that person should be praised a lot. So I praised him. Then I understood what it was. Then he said, हाँ कोई नहीं कर सकता मेरे जैसा. I said, wow. So I said, okay. So that person had got lot of ego. He was thinking that he is meditating. So I said, koi Swami Ranganathananda ji, he went to one of our ashramas and saw a person was always meditating, not talking to anybody, fighting, etc., quarreling. So he said, total ego culture is going on. So what do you think? You think just you will close your eyes and sit and you will suddenly, Swami Vivekananda very eloquently put it, Do you think gods will come flying through the air just because you blow your nose 3 times? Pranayama, like that you do. So many other things may come out, but not God. God will not come. You need these things. Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, all these things are necessary. Mind control, control of your inner organs, outer organs. You need all this. Mumuksha, Sadhana Chatushtaya. What is Sadhana Chatushtaya? Shamadhi, Shatka, Sampatti. Then Mumukshutva. So you need Viveka. Nitya, Nitya, Vastu, Viveka. What is real, what is unreal. Then Vairagya. What is Vairagya? Definition is necessary. You see, you all seen this Three Idiots, no? So in Three Idiots, that so many people give someone, but he wants that definition, and that person he says, you know that, no? Three Idiots you have seen. So like that, it is not Three Idiot like that, but it is better to have that Sanskrit definition. Iha amutra phalabhoga viraga. Means you have no attachment towards the fruits of here in this life and the afterlife. Oh, I will go to Indra Loka, I will drink Somarasa, I will see so many dances and all this kind of useless idea if you have got. Then you cannot attain to the knowledge of Brahman. Then what? Shama Adi. What are the 6? Shatka Sampatti, group of 6. What are the 6? Now you should be telling actually, so much of blah 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 and still you don't. Shama, Dhamma, it's not Sham, Dham, Shama. In Sanskrit always the end is got Akaranta. So Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Uparati, Samadhana, Shraddha. So this is 6 qualities you should have. Then Mumukshutva. All this if you have, what do you become? You get admission into the course. Course has not even started. You get admission. You have just come. Some people think after passing joint entrance work is over. Then only work is beginning actually. You have just come into IIT. This is a big problem. So he will have to face, no, he is facing Professor Mandal. So all of you are facing in one way or the other. So the point is that these things you should have, and then you do. Just by saying that this like Sri Ramakrishna, it will not do. You have to actually acquire that. You have to acquire that. That is what. So, Bhoktritva, Kartritva, doership, and so even when you do japa, when you do dhyana, tumi koto jap karo, 5,000, ami 10,000 kori. What is that? So you flaunt, like among Ramakrishna mission devotees, this is, how many Maharaj do you know? I know that Maharaj. You know what? You know only, this is very senior, junior Maharaj. I know General Secretary himself. It is true. You can check, you might be knowing also. So I know General Secretary. I am General Secretary, I am Trustee Maharaj. What is this? So you came to the Ramakrishna mission to develop bhakti, to develop some dispassion towards the world. Now what has happened? You have made a world out of this Ramakrishna mission. So you say, oh, he is not trustee, he is trustee. And he is not General Secretary. So you are again going after the superimposition. So this is what? This is what happens when you lose sight of Lakshachyutam. That is a language in Viveka Chudamani. Lakshachyutam. What is that? When a ball is thrown from a staircase, what happens? In the first bounce, it passes 2 steps. Then second bounce, 4 steps. Third bounce, 6 steps. And afterwards there is no counting, like that. So when you are deflected from your goal, what will happen? Keli kanduka hai sopana patito yatha. Means like, just like a Keli kanduka, a ball, playing ball, falls from a staircase, similarly it will be your condition. First day you tell lie. Now you don't even remember when is the first lie you told. In childhood sometime you would have told. So you don't remember. Because why? Because now it has become, now if you will remember only when you tell the truth. Because that is the rarity. So first lie. Similarly, first time you steal something. Why should you steal? You should not steal. Why should you tell lie? You should not tell lie. So this is what. Once you do a mistake, First time it pricks your conscience. Second time you do little more, a little less, then you simply forget. That is what is told, that if you lose sight of your goal, what is your goal? Bhoktritva, kartritva, this you have to leave, give up. Mamakara, ahankara, this is mine, and ahankara, I am doing this, I am this. So this is the problem. Just give. Who is a good householder or homemaker? One, Holy Mother says, you just give responsibility to everybody and you stand in a distance and see whether ektu alga hoye dekhbe. You will stand at a distance and you will see whether everybody is doing. So why? You have to give up ego. Who is a good administrator? Krishna was a good administrator.